Hello, and welcome to this, my first video of Octopath Traveler. Now, I'm not brand new to the game, but, I played the demos that came out, and I've been following it for a while, and I've played a little bit, but I wanted to go ahead and start a new game as Ophelia the Cleric, and thought I'd make some videos of it. So, let's just dive right in. Ophelia is not necessarily the best character to start with, and I know that, but I kind of like her story, and I like going through with the kind of the weaker support character as the main character, because they're going to be the higher level, and she kind of needs the advantage given by being a higher level. But let's go ahead and see this. So she's got a sister. It's adorable.
How many times have you said those words?
I like that the game has proper voice acting for the critical character scenes. Each character has their own personal story, and the parts of the game that are fully relevant to that character are fully voice acted. But then they've got, throughout the rest of the game, they have this minimal voice acting where someone will say yes or aha or and it's just relevant to whatever the conversation is. So they can get away with a little bit of voice acting, but the game still feels rich and full of life.
What? As the Archbishop's only true-born daughter, everyone always expects so much from you.
Okay, so she's adopted.
And yet you never fail them. Each of your sermons is more inspiring than the last.
Let's try to get through this.
Now, the pilgrimage. So much is placed on you alone.
Yep, so this sister,
Don't be silly.
Liana,
I'm not
has been training for this pilgrimage, it seems.
Why, you're the one who helped me think of a topic for that last sermon, Ophelia. You even stayed up a willing set of ears and a few pretty words. That's all I could offer you. I wish I could do something that would truly help you.
There's actually a lot of story in these.
Oh, abandon such worries and come, my sister. Father is expecting us in the chapel.
Alright, the radar. Radar's nice. We move towards the green plus. That will get you where you need to go for the story to continue. The 13 gods created the land. They shaped the mountains, filled the seas, gave life to mighty trees and myriad beasts. And then they created men who would become masters of the land. Yet one god, Galdera, was too greedy to part with his creations. Okay, pretty standard. One god rebelled, the rest of the gods put him down. Sacred flame used to defeat him is now a relic. A sacred relic of this church. And there it is.
There you are, my girl.
The Archbishop Joseph.
Your Excellency, may the sacred flame... Have you need of us here, Father?
I wish to see you, that is all.
As you wish, Your Excellency.
Very formal relationship.
It is as if the two of you have become women grown in but the blink of a... How long has it been, Ophelia, since you came to us?
15 years, Your Excellency, or near enough so.
15 years. I suppose it is little wonder that you have grown.
I was but an orphan, Your Excellency. I may not have said it enough growing up, but my heart is full of gratitude for all that you have given me.
No need for such words, my child.
Such a happy
Come on,
family.
Phoebe.
They're
We're family.
they're almost too sweet. Everyone's nice and flowery.
Why should you have to thank us for being with you? That's what family's for. Of course. You're right.
I have to apologize. I have a little bit of a sore throat this evening, so I'm gonna have to be dealing with that. He's just a little old layabout.
I know your duties at the cathedral keep you busy, Father, but would it kill you to cook a meal?
Just let him have it.
So even the great and beloved Archbishop falls.
Yep.
So it would seem, Ophelia.
Alana,
So
or
it would seem.
Liana. She's America's sweetheart.
Now,
She's perfect.
are you prepared for your journey?
The Cave of Origin.
But of course,
Ugh, let's go. I want to go to the Cave of Origin.
In the deepest recess of that cave is where
First flame.
you will take the ember to the churches.
It's the
This
torch.
is the kindred,
The Olympic torch.
the time-honored rite held without fail once every
20 years.
Your journey will not
Wow.
be an easy one. As soon as you step foot into the wilderness. Yes, many a servant of the church has made this journey throughout our history.
Some
Some
have never returned. And yet, it is made without fail every 20 years. So, somehow that works out.
But I know you can do this, my daughter.
Just keep sending somebody.
Everyone has put their faith in you.
What if the people they send never return for 3 years? Then it's every 23 years. I don't know how that works out.
just as you did.
Very good, my child.
Cough, cough, cough.
Father, are you all right, Your Excellency? Oh, you mustn't sound so gloomy, Your Excellency. There is still so much we would learn. Ophelia is right, Father. You should retire
She's
to
always
and let your
right.
body recuperate.
Ophelia's
I will
just
let
the
Pontiff know
best.
that you are resting in your
When my two girls insist,
We will take care of everything. I'll see Father back to his chamber. Thank you, Liana.
All right.
Well then,
Oh my, a child. All right, so here we get a first glimpse of Ophelia's path action. She has the capacity to guide NPCs, and what that just lets her go up to them, initiate her action,
won't you come?
and if she is a high enough level to guide them, they will follow her around. And that's actually really neat,
Of course.
because it lets you set up social interactions that otherwise wouldn't happen. So you can run into one NPC who's complaining about having lost a beloved friend or sister and say, I don't know where they are and I'm acting out because of that. And then you go find the sister or whatever and guide, and then they'll follow you. And so like this, you drag the boy, he's looking for his mother. So you find somebody who's missing, or who's missing someone else, and you can reunite them. And you can set up interactions where somebody says, oh, I'm looking for a squire, and you can run into somebody who says, oh, I'd love to be a squire, and drag them from one city all the way to another city, and you can set up that social interaction and get complete side quests. Sometimes they're not even listed as side quests, I think. I'm probably wrong in that. I'm sure all side quests are marked as such on the map, but so this is just a quick example of how her path action works outside of combat. You can lead NPCs to other NPCs and create social scenarios, which I think is really cool. It's nice that these abilities have a purpose outside of just combat.
Thank you.
Wow, that kid has a deep voice. Thank you. Alright, let's go.
I see.
Ophelia seems to have a bit of an imposter syndrome. She has no reason to believe that her father, her adopted father, the Archbishop, doesn't love her, and yet she's just insists on calling him Your Excellency and creating this distance. She doesn't believe that she's really worthy to be his daughter, even though, I mean, he's raised her for 15 years, which is practically her entire life. This guy's super suspicious coming in.
Well then.
Like, I'm going to go use you as an excuse to get close to the Archbishop. He knows too much. Okay. He's here to sell equipment, or maybe give it. I don't know. They might have a deal with the church. But let's see.
It's a disaster.
It's a disaster. Let's see. That's an example of
But how could?
voice acting that doesn't match the words they're saying. It's partial voice acting, but it still really fits. No, is all he says, but
Forgive me.
you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. And I love the nice touch that it adds to the game. It just really shows its polish. And even just a shot like this, the depth of field and the scenery and the graphics are just gorgeous. I can't believe how good this game looks. I love the lighting effects and the fire. The background there. The sprite work is really good.
Forgive me, Liana.
What?
It's gonna be a long video.
Yes, Father?
A sacred flame. It must be done without fail every 20 years. And if you die, we'll just send someone else right behind you because that's how we've always done it. I mean, the flames don't go out, do they? I mean, they kind of burn forever. I don't know, what do they put 20 years worth of oil in the
Sister Leon,
podiums?
are you not?
I'm fine. She looks a lot like her sister. Sometimes it's hard to tell the sprites apart. Alright.
I know she's trying to.
Yep.
I worry for her.
Alright, we're gonna put her guide path action to good use on this guy. This cleric, we are gonna get our money's worth out of him. Just you watch. I love that guy. I'm continually shocked at just how useful he is. Are you the same person? South of the Cathedral, City Center. Nope, you're just a useful, informative citizen. Standard citizen. All the people with dots above their head you can talk to, and for the most part can use your path actions, but here we see this guy's strength is 3, and you have to be level 10 or higher to guide him, so there are some restrictions on her path action, but it's not too bad. We'll get there. Alright, so we see the sister up on top of the mountain, the rock outcropping. It's kind of their spot since they were kids.
Liana.
And then
Oh.
we learn that she... Let's see, what do we learn here? She's just overwhelmed. She can't... That's right. She can't bear the thought of leaving. I'm going to skip this. She can't bear the thought of leaving without... there's a shot of them grown up. If she leaves and her father dies, she can't bear the thought of leaving, knowing she might never see him again. So she's having second thoughts about the going on the kindling. And that's totally understandable. And so Liana here makes up her mind to commit grievous sin. Actually, hold on, let me go purchase some gear. Not going in without some preparation. Let's buy this. Let's see. Physical attack is 4. Elemental attack 22. So she's definitely all about the elemental attack. Now we're not going to buy a hat simply because I happen to know that you get one in her dungeon. So that actually works out quite well with the money that we're given. So we've got our cleric friend that we're guiding. I'm going to go ahead and head off towards the Cave of Origin. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here because we're already pushing a pretty long duration here. So that was most of the story. In the interest of time, I skipped through some of it. But I will leave it here, and we'll go